Hey Google, turn volume to 10. What's going on? Good night, good night, good night. Good night. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome everybody. As you come in, you know how we do every week. Same thing. As you come in, make sure that you are inviting somebody to come on. Let me go ahead and tag some folks. Make sure that you tag some folks to come on. We are gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna talk about this thing. I said we're gonna talk about this thing. So, and like I said, as you come in, tag some folks. I'm gonna tag some people as well. Let them know that we on. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna talk about some thing. All right, make sure that you say what's up, introduce yourself, say hey. Hopefully I get some folks to talk to me tonight. Not like when y'all talk to me. All right. So like I said, tag some folks as you come in. I'm here tagging some folks as well. So, but we gonna have this conversation tonight. We gotta talk. Tonight we are talking about physical, talking about looks, your body. We're going to have to find out tonight how much does that really matter. All right, that's what we're talking about tonight. We're going to have a good time. Hey Google, turn volume to 3. So, hope everybody's doing good tonight. Hope everybody's doing good. All right. So, the whole foundation of this conversation that we're about to have tonight comes from a post that I had put up earlier this week. And basically what the post says that the body that you are killing yourself for is really only making you more desirable to have sex with, not desirable to marry. You're gonna need a personality for that. It's basically the post. Now, I got a lot of interesting comments on this particular post. We got some folks that, understood what the post was really talking about. And then, of course, you have those that decided to go a whole nother route with their commentary regarding the posts and, wait, let me see if I can pull this post up so I can read some of the comments that I received regarding this particular post. All right. So, but just the post was not talking about. Post didn't really have much to do with those who are trying to live a healthy lifestyle, or that kind of thing. That's not really what the post was about. What the post was about more than anything else was individuals who, so let me see if I find this post for you. All right, so the post, like I said, it was talking about it's really dealing with those who are going out of their way to have this what's the best way to this Instagram model look. I talk to a lot of women, and a lot of women feel as though that's one of the things that hinder their relationships, hinder their ability to meet someone, because they don't necessarily have the Instagram model look. What's the Instagram model look? Well, typical Instagram model look is where you have, the big chest and the big behind with the hips and so on and so forth. And a lot of people feel like if they had that, then that would make them more desirable, or they would do better in the dating pool, or whatever the case is. But it's a fallacy. it's erroneous. It's an erroneous thought process to have. And but yeah, well, I found a post, so let me go ahead and see if I bring up some of these comments and let y'all know, let y'all see. So certain positive comments I got good comments. I got one person said facts. Of course, it's facts. I don't say anything that is not facts. It's just really what it is. I hate being wrong, so I only talk what I know. If I say it, then more than likely there's a 99% chance that I know what I'm talking about. All right. So I got another comment from Brother Thomas. What's going on, Mr. Hardy? Brita Babylon, what's going on, sir? All right, so one person said, spirit, mind, body in that order. Spirit, mind, then body in that order. If one of the legs is missing, the stool cannot stand. We must be complete in order to present ourselves to another. Male or female, anything less is not if but when the anything less, it's not if but when the relationship fails. So basically that the spirit first, mind second, and then body. But like I said, a lot of people don't really believe that. A lot of people think that it's body first. So they put a lot of time, effort, and energy into achieving a certain body type, whether it be they try to do it naturally, whether they, join one of the, these weight loss programs, shout out to Tava, or it is that they, decide to go under the knife. Just trying to achieve a certain kind of look. But, so like I said, but Brother Gatlin here says spirit first, mind second, and then body. Other person said, you're just going hard today. There's one individual, Julian, she says, I'm not doing for either. It's about me, myself, and I. However you see it or feel about it is on you. Right, and she had folks that really agree with her. Shout out for those in the back, or whatever the case is. Took a little jab at me, and I had to come at her, but it's how it goes. That's my baby. All right. Allison says, don't tell too much truth. They're going to get you. You're going to get in trouble. And see, that's the thing. Back in the day, I was really concerned about what people thought, what people, might say, with my title and, what people think or whatever the case is. But like homie says, I didn't have time yesterday, but I got time today, cuz I got time. And you know what I mean? And that's just really what it is. Let me read the post again. The post says, the body goals you're dying for only makes you more desirable to have sex with, not marry. You're going to need a personality for that, for the marriage. That's what the post says. And then we have individuals that came through and said dying for, just attitude. I would almost bet good solid money that this is a single individual. Anyways, dying for, how about living for? And I can care less what desire they have. I'm desiring healthiness, period. I didn't say anything about healthiness. Just to be clear, I didn't say anything about healthiness. I didn't say anything about those who are trying to lose weight, to be healthy. You don't want diabetes. You don't want high blood pressure. You're working out. I go to the gym every day. Well, 5 days a week. Yeah, not every day. I don't work out on weekends, but unless I have a client. But yeah, I'm not talking about health. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about aesthetics. I'm specifically talking about looks. And this is one of the issues that we have ever so often. See, if you really want to lose weight, you need to hit up Travis T-Dog, get you some Pound Shaker. Now, Pound Shaker gonna get you right. I remember when I met T-Dog, he was about my size. Now he's skinny mini out here. Go to Travis T-Dog Gamage page, check out Pound Shakers. Anyways, yeah, so I'm not talking about health. I'm talking about aesthetics. I'm talking about look. People are trying to look a certain way because they feel like it will make them more desirable. And it is not your look that ultimately makes you desirable. Like I said, your look will catch an eye. Make no mistake about it. Men are visual. We are extremely visual. I don't know. Women, ladies, y'all can talk for yourselves. Please let me know if you are as visual as we are, but if we see something, we gonna look, and it's just bottom line. That is why OnlyFans is making ladies millions, because we want to see stuff. That's why you have, certain girls have hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of followers on Instagram and Twitter. If they're willing to get naked, they will get more followers, because we are visual. We want to see something. I remember Jeff Foxworthy, he was doing a comedy special, and he says men want two things. He says men want a beer and they want to see something naked. That's it. They just want beer and to see something naked. I would throw in that they want food. Beer, food, and to see something naked. That's pretty much because we are visual creatures. It's really what it is. If you have a man and he is looking at another woman, it is really not a big deal. It's one of the most normal, natural things as far as that man is concerned. Him looking at another woman doesn't make you less desirable to him. I'll say it again. Man looking at another woman does not make his woman less desirable to him. It's just the same way. Like if a man has a Bentley and a Ferrari pulls up, he's going to look at the Ferrari. He will exclaim, dang, yo, that's a nice Ferrari. But he's not going to trade in his Bentley for that Ferrari. It's just really what it is. Other person says, while personality is important, maybe some folks work out, have body goals to improve their overall health, so they don't have to die from preventable illness. It ain't always about what the opposite sex wants. Imagine that. Of course, had to have a little attitude to it, but it's fine. I can deal with the attitudes, especially, like I said. But when I get attitudes like that, it's usually single folks with not much prospect. Funny enough. But in any case, like I said, once again, let me reiterate, not talking about health. You need to take care of your health. Your health there's so much that goes into your health more than the way you look. You can be 105 pounds and be unhealthy, and you can be 300 pounds and be healthy. You get what I'm saying? I am a very large brother. I'm a sizable brother, significantly sizable fellow. But I have no diabetes. I have no high blood pressure. I don't take any medication for anything. I go to the gym, like I said, 5 times a week. You know what I mean? My cardio is, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't running far, but my point is, I don't have a lot of health issues, but I do know individuals who are a lot smaller than me, who are half my size, that are riddled with health issues. So once again, I'm not talking about health. If you're working out so you can be healthy, by all means. But what I'm talking about specifically is aesthetics. Those who are trying to change their bodies so that they would be more, because they feel like they will be more attractive that way. All right, let me read some more comments for you. One person says savage. I didn't think it was savage. I thought it was pretty straightforward. Then, of course, we have another one with the taking the point, just have nothing to do with the point, just felt like they need to say something. Another person, it must be unheard of these body goals they're dying for, living in the gym for, and possibly having surgery for, may have absolutely nothing to do with the sexual opinion of a male and desire to marry one of such shallow thoughts. I'm not sure if it's my thoughts that are shallow or it's the thought of how a person looks. Now, there was one comment, and I don't see it, but it was pretty right on. Okay, Monica says, right, because wealthy men always marry women who don't care about how their bodies look. Now, see, here's the thing. Gotta understand. Depending on what pond you are fishing in, you're going to need different bait. Unfortunately, it's just how it goes. Depending on what pond you're fishing in, you're going to need different bait. It's just really how it goes. So, if you are trying to get a wealthy single brother, then more than likely you are going to have to be a size 4 and below. Statistically. Are there wealthy single brothers who like the thick women? Sure, why not? Right? But overall, it is a more often than not, when you have a wealthy single man, especially like I said, when we talk about wealthy, we're talking about over 6 going into 7 figures. They usually want somebody who is taking care of their body, somebody who's working out, somebody who's about a size 4 or less, usually. There's exception to every rule, of course, but all right. So last person said, that is if I'm not doing it for me, but to please the opposite sex. I take care of me for me, to feel good and in good health, not to please eyes or the opposite sex. And like I said, it's always the single ladies that's not doing stuff to please the opposite sex. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's and I just find personally, I just find certain comments that people make, not just women, but just people on a whole. There are certain comments that people make that I just find so disingenuous. Don't act like you don't care what a man thinks when you want a man. Now, if you're there and you don't want a man, you genuinely don't want a man, which I don't know who that is. I don't know who is out here, just which woman is out here just single life in it and just don't want no man whatsoever. But if you genuinely just don't want a man, that's one thing. But don't act like you don't want a man when you do. And don't act like you're not doing stuff to get man's attention when you do. Because if you want a man and you're not doing stuff to get his attention, then you're just being ridiculous. That's just, it makes no sense. Do you want a man? Yes or no? Yes? Then you're going to have to do stuff to attract him. No? Then, it doesn't matter. Then you're not who I'm talking to. This is really what it is. All right. Antoinette says certain caliber of guys are attracted to certain type of women, especially if they're in leadership or in the limelight a lot. It's true. Like dudes that are in the public eye, they generally tend to go for a certain kind of woman. Usually, unfortunately, it sounds messed up, but a lot of times, if you see a person who is in the public eye, who is a celebrity or who is well known, don't even have to be a celebrity. Let's take church, for instance. One of them church folks that's well known or whatever. If their wife is not small, it's because she's been with him before he got in the public eye. Usually, when those dudes get in the public eye, they try to, like I said, size 4 and below. Reason being, and it's really. It boils down to the simple thing as peer pressure, like, just like in high school, you know what I mean? It's like, because men of a certain caliber, the women in their lives play a different role. So depending on the role, if your role is, if I don't need anything from you, if I have everything and you're coming in, then your role basically is to support what I'm doing and technically to be arm candy once a guy gets to a certain level and a certain caliber. And that's why a lot of times these relationships don't work when you get to a certain tax bracket, because, you know what I mean? You have individuals that are not willing to play the traditional roles. And so therefore there's a clash. So once again, it depends on the pool that you're swimming in. It really does. And it says, thick as you, thick below, hips and butt, not thick all over. True. But see, even thick hips and butt is not necessarily desirable once you get to a certain caliber of individual. And when I say caliber, I mean they're better than anybody else. I just mean as far as like, the circles the circles they run with, the kind of money they make, or whatever the case is. Like I said, thickness. Let's talk. Let's just be straight. What makes thickness attractive? Anybody ever wondered? Have you ever wondered why big hips, big butts, big breasts? You ever wonder why they're attractive? They're attractive for no other reason than the sexual experience that's usually attached to them. Unfortunately, I know there are a lot of you that have larger than life assets that get a certain type of attention, but unfortunately, you don't usually get the attention of, oh, I want you to be my girl. You get the I want to be friends with benefits. You get the I want to have sex with you. I want to, because that's the thing. It's like thickness is something that prompts sexuality. It's really what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you straight. The reason I'm telling to you straight is because I love you. That's why I'm telling to you straight. Right? So when a guy sees a thick woman, when I talk about thick woman, whether it be thick hips, big butt, thick thighs, large breasts, whatever, when they see a thick woman, what attaches to that is more of in the lines of sexuality than it is quality of individual. That's just facts. It might sound unfortunate, but you got to remember, like at the core of us, we are not too different from animals. And if you look in the animal kingdom, you will see where a lion, for instance, a lion picks a certain type of lion because they feel as though they will bring a stronger breed, if you will. Like at the end of the day, when we were hunter gatherers or whatever the case is, the individuals who seem stronger and healthier always got more attention when it came to reproduction. So what is being triggered, you got to understand, what is being triggered is the sexual side triggered by reproductive urges, if you will. But then now we are in a modern society where we have eliminated the reproduction from the reproductive activities. Hopefully I haven't lost anybody. We have minused the reproduction from reproductive activities, but all the chemical reactions, all the attractions that are tied to that are still going to be present. Why are hips sexy? Hips are sexy. The word sexy, dealing with sexuality, sensualness, wanting to have sex with. Hips are sexy because on the most basic animalistic thought process, wider hips means childbirth. Wider hips mean childbirth. So we are programmed. It sounds funny, but I'm dropping science over here. We are programmed to be attracted to wider hips. We are programmed, and for the ladies who are of BBW status, we're programmed for the aesthetics of wider hips, smaller waist. That's how we're programmed. So, but like I said, a lot of times people are trying to get a certain body or whatever the case is, thinking that that's going to lead to strong relationships. No, none of that has anything to do with it. None of that has anything to do with it. All right, Felicia Kerr wants to talk to me. All right, come talk to me, Felicia. All right, everybody, y'all say hi to Felicia as soon as she comes on. Make sure y'all say hi. Make sure y'all show her some love. I think we're having a little bit of connectivity issue because she's taking a little while to come on in. Felicia, come on in. You coming? Make sure you got your in the meantime. So Kiel says, I'm a BBW, not a fetish, not a playground. I'm a woman. Yeah, but see, Kiel, as Lady Shaka Khan said, and later echoed by Miss Whitney Houston, Yeah, you all of that. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're all of that when it comes to your interaction with a man, right? You're all of that. You are. How do I see? We here's the thing, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. 100. Here's the thing. We hold ourselves to a certain value, and I've said it before, but we hold ourselves to a certain value, and we want everyone to hold us to the same value. We see ourselves a certain way. We want everyone to see us a certain way, but that's not how this works. That's not how life works. That's not how any of this works. At the end of the day, if you are trying to, at the end of the day, when you go out into the world and you present yourself, people are going to put you in whatever category they want you in, regardless of where it is that you feel you need to be. And so, like I said, you definitely need to have that thought process, Kiel, that you are not a fetish, you are not a playground, you are a woman, and you call yourself, refer yourself a BBW, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that that individual, that male individual, is going to see it the same way. It's just really what it is. And what y'all have to understand, like I said, there is levels of attraction for different types of women when it comes to men. Let me help you. Men are attracted to smaller women for a particular reason. When you see men that are attracted to smaller women, it's because they love the dominance of it. When you're dealing with a smaller woman, you can dominate her a little bit more. You can, because see, once again, this is stuff from high school. I know y'all remember high school. Y'all remember high school when they were talking about, or, miming, or, the boys will get around and talk about having sex, and you see them, do like this here, and then they bounce and they look up in the air like the woman's all the way up in the air, and then they catch her back, or whatever the case is. That's all dominance. That's all what all that is. That's what all that is. So when you see a man that's attracted to shorter or smaller women, it's usually having something to do with his need to feel dominant in that particular relationship. Now, when it comes to bigger women, men see that a lot of times as challenging. All right. So, my heftier sisters, y'all become now a challenge, and because of the challenge, and because it sounds messed up as I'm saying, but it's a different experience. Having relations with a smaller woman versus having relations with a large woman is two completely different experiences. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, you're in a speedboat versus a yacht. They're both fun, but two different experiences. Both on the water. Good night. They're both on the water, but it's two different experiences. And you got to understand, like, men are going to be attracted to those different experiences depending on just where, a lot of times, just, who they are as individuals, where they are in life, what they're going through, or whatever the case is. But none of that translates to relationship or marriage. It just doesn't. Because a lot of times, ask any married man, I'm going to scroll back up. I just saw a comment that I don't want to touch, so I'm going to scroll back up. Ask any married man that you know. Just call, after we're done here, call any married man you know. Ask him to describe the kind of woman that he's attracted to. Ask him to describe, make sure his wife's not around. Anybody with a wife, or let's take it to another level. Anybody know you with a girlfriend, with a long-standing girlfriend, ask them, when their lady is not around, to describe what the woman that they're attracted to looks like. And I guarantee you, most of them, their wife or their girlfriend won't match up. because what we're attracted to versus what we need and want in our lives, two different things. Like I said, I would stare at a Ferrari, a Lamborghini's driving down the road. I will speed up and I will go look at it. Any one of those supercars, I will look at and I will be like, whoa, you saw that? And I'll make sure everybody in the car saw it. And I'll speed up just so I can get next to it and take a good look at it, whatever the case is. But if I'm buying a Bentley. And funny enough, I wouldn't speed up to go look at a Bentley. All right, comments. All right, Internet says, also, I think being too fat makes men think of the extra work they will need to put in and the limitations that they may have with you. Once again, Internet, that some men see that as a challenge. That is actually attractive to a lot of men, because that some men see it as a challenge. And men will let you know, when you have more, they have to put in more work. And funny enough, a lot of times, even to put in that work, it feels better. Kale says, most men come to me wanting to tally a big girl. And I'm like Mount Everest or something. Men are jerks. Julian Mullins, which is better to you personally? See, that's for me personally. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I have dated the spectrum. When I tell you I've dated the spectrum, I've dated somebody that's less than 100 pounds, and I've dated somebody that's close to 300 pounds. Put me anywhere in there. I've dated the big breasts, flat behind. I've dated the big old behind, flat breast. That's why I know personally. I know what I like. I don't have to guess because I've dated personally. Small women just don't feel the same to me personally. I mean, just even holding and hugging and small, so like the tiny women, and height as well. I've dated someone that's, in the 4'11s, there, and, body 5'10", you know what I mean? So I've dated the spectrum, if you will, both width and height. And I just know skinny is not for me. I can tell you that much. Skinny is not for me. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be, have to figure out whose shirt it is and wake up in the morning either. But the skinny and the extremes is just not really where I'm at personally. Okay. Shane likes them thick and curvy hips, and I do. I mean, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. And you other brother can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty face and a big thing in your face, you get sprung. It's just really what it is. Listen. When it comes to what catches my eye, curvy, and it's funny. Like it doesn't it doesn't for me as far as catching my eye. It doesn't matter if it's big curvy or smaller curvy, as long as there's like just some defined curves. That to me is just very aesthetically appealing. I like curves. That's what I like. I like curvy. Yeah, let me get a curvy diva, and I'm good over here. Warren says, "Ask me." Yeah. So, well, let me ask you this, Warren. Just if you don't mind, if your wife's not watching, let me ask you: is your wife, the woman that you chose to spend your life with, the mother of your children, is she the exact match to what you would describe physically woman, your perfect woman to be? Just think that. Just ask yourself that question, right? Just wait. What is y'all say? You think it'll fit? Hey, it make it fit. Anyways, wait, what? You think it'll fit? So y'all having conversation. I mean, anyway. So like I said, but Warren, yeah, like I said, if you don't mind, answer that question. Any other man that's on here, if I was to ask you what you are looking for, as far as what you are looking for, as far as your perfect woman, physically, just physically, does she match your woman that you are with now? I'll tell you this. For me personally, I can only say I've only dated, as far as relationship wise, I've only been in a relationship with, I'll say, one person that has sort of come close to what I physically would like. Even, I told y'all I was engaged twice. Even the people I was engaged to, they don't fit what I would say my attraction is. They really don't. But, and that's what I'm saying. It's like the quote unquote perfect body is so secondary. It is so secondary. It is so secondary. And it's secondary to most people. To most people, it's secondary. Because like I said, you got to understand there is fantasy versus reality. Now, my celebrity crush for years was Lisa Ray. And specifically Lisa Ray from Players Club. That Lisa Ray. Diamond. I don't even think it's Lisa Ray that's my celebrity crush. I think it's Diamond for Players Club. Specifically, right? But if anybody knows Lisa Ray is a curvy woman. She's thick. Yes, Lord, Lisa Ray. But like I said, I've only dated one person seriously that would even be in around that category, because there is so much more to a woman than her physical. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to be attractive, and you want the person you're with to be attracted to you. But once again, it's spirit, soul, then body. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. Spirit, soul, then body. And then it says, so personality trumps physical appeal. Yeah, it does. It does. Personality, spirit, you know, how much your support level, just being able to have a conversation. Listen, I got some fine friends. I got some friends that's fine. When I say fine, I mean fine. I mean Instagram fine. I mean, like, I got friends that Warren, listen, I got some fine friends. I do, but for most of them, that's just pretty much the height of where it can go and what it could be, because there is so much more that is attached to or brings value to a person than just what they look like. There are some people that are great to look at but have no conversational skills. You have some people that's great to look at but don't have no Jesus in them. I can't, you know what I mean? It's like you look great but you have a bad attitude. That's like a Ferrari with a lawnmower engine. And a lot of people fall into that category where they look Ferrari on the outside, but inside they just got a lawnmower engine. There's nothing going on the inside. So you got to understand, like, there is so much more to it than just how a person physically looks. Just really what it is. It's flat. Like I said, I can introduce you to some of the most beautiful women in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Personally, I call them up right now and introduce you to them. But I know for So let's deal with me specifically. I know for me specifically, for who I am, who I want to be, where I'm trying to go, then these may not be the best choices as far as for, let's say, marriage, for instance. Awesome friends, we cool. You know what I mean? Like I said, depending on what's going on, they good in certain situations, but not necessarily good in my situation. And that's the thing. So, like I said, the pool that you're trying to fish in, there's a difference, right? The pool you're trying to fish in, there's going to be a difference. If you're trying to fish in the, let's take it men first. Let's go men first, fellas. If a man is trying to fish in the Instagram model category, then his money need to be right. And his money needs to be extensive, and he needs to be willing to spend said money. I got a friend of mine. She's of the Instagram variety, just fine for no reason, but she ain't got no job. You know why she don't have no job? Because the dudes that step to her, they got to step with bread. This is really what it is. Now, it's funny to me. You know, it's funny because, like, somebody who does not look like her will adopt that mindset and think they can pull it off, and you just can't. Sorry, you just really can't. And you know, so, and then from a woman's standpoint, if you're trying to shop in the upper echelons of financial wherewithals, then you gotta fit the bill. You gotta match the look. He gotta be able to step out with you in front of all his witch friends with their supermodel wives and not feel some type of way with your thick self. It's just really what it is. But you know, you get Joe the plumber. Joe the plumber like him a thick woman. Okay, and then says, can we talk about how ugly and busted these men are but want supermodels? Why is it okay for a man to not care about his physical appearance, but we have to put in all this work? Because y'all don't care about our physical. Sorry, it's facts. Now, please don't get on here and be like, oh, I care. I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about overall. And if we could all just keep in mind that all these conversations are generalization, and you may be that one individual that's just so awesome and special, that, you know, you're just so different from everybody else, which, like I said, it sounds sarcastic, and low-key it's kind of sarcastic, because most of the people that think they're different aren't. I talk to y'all. Y'all not different. You really aren't. You like to think that way, and you like to talk that way, but when it comes down to it, you're just like everybody else. Most of you. But just say, for instance, you are that different. Then I'm not talking to you, old thou unicorn. Oh, thou unicorn, I'm not talking to you. And then it says, why these men want supermodels? Because if you have enough money, you can get a supermodel. It's just flat out. If you have enough money, you can get a supermodel. Bottom line. And you say, why do women put in all this work? What I'm saying to you is that, you know what I think the problem is? Here's the problem. And it says, it's very rare that I meet attractive single men these days. Why are y'all so ugly? Is that women are attracted physically too, because these small petite men aren't doing it for me. They don't look like strong leaders. They look like women. But see, look what you just said. Look what you just said. Look at why you don't like these small men. You don't like these small men. Just pay attention to what you're saying. I'm not even gonna say it for you. You don't like these small men because they don't look like strong leaders. That's not a physical situation. That's not physical attraction. You want somebody that looks like a strong leader. What does a strong leader look like exactly? Right? You have an idea what you think a strong leader looks like. And then we have an idea what provider looks like. You may have an idea of what somebody who can protect you look like. I've heard women don't like to date men that's too short because they don't feel safe and secure around these short men, or whatever the case is. Like I said, yes, we're both attracted to physical situations, but for two different reasons. It's not the same. It really isn't the same. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying women are not attracted to men physically. Of course, that's why. What's his name? Chris Hemsworth, Legolas. You don't even care what his real name is. Legolas. Legolas. Morris Chestnut back in the day. Denzel. These kind of brothers, don't get me wrong, I know y'all attracted to these kind of brothers, whatever the case is, but there is a difference. Orlando Bloom, he Legolas, that's who is good looking man. Anyways, but he's an elf. But anyways, but no, like internet, the fact is, once again, not talking to you unicorns, but the fact is, most women, if you have enough money, you can get them. Flat out. Pull up in the right car, the right shoes, the right suit. You can look like a crypt keeper, but if you flash enough bread, you can get their attention. It's just bottom line. Buy them a meal or two, take them on a trip, and they're good to go. They are locked in. It's really what it is. Kia, you say you need somebody to lift and toss? Oh, really? Really? I believe you alone. You my friends. So y'all can't mess with Kia as my friend. I can mess with her. Anyways, but no, like I said, if a man has enough money, he can pull a supermodel. It's just how it goes. Because once again, like you have why do they work so hard to keep their looks? Because they know if they keep their looks, then they have a better chance of getting that caliber financial status of man. Let's not play like women don't understand what they're doing. Y'all ain't innocent. Y'all are not innocent. Y'all think you're slick. You think you're slick. But that's the reason why they go and they do the surgery and they suck out all the fat out their stomach and they do all this stuff here. But it's funny because y'all don't even realize what y'all are doing. You're really not realizing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you don't realize that when you suck the fat out of your stomach and you have the big butt and the hips, you attract a certain kind of dude that. And if that's the kind of dude you're trying to attract, by all means, you got to understand. Let's just take, for instance, let's take two couples, right? Let's take two couples. Let's take Russell Wilson, Sierra, Cardi B, and Offset. Offset is a nigga in the streets. They go freaking strip clubs and his fantasy is strippers. So he wants a woman that looks like a stripper. Russell Wilson, however, who is also a millionaire. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson was also a millionaire. He's not he's a good church boy. He doesn't visit strip clubs or whatever the case is. So he's more attracted to someone who has, flat chest, flat booty. You know what I mean? Skinnier looks. All this big booty, big breast thing, that's for hood folks. Hood folks are really because you gotta understand, here's the thing, and I say it all the time, but if the Instagram look was the thing, then all those Instagram models would be married. All those Instagram models would be married if that was the thing. But most of them are not. Most of them can't even keep a relationship because they got the look and they feel like they can get by on that alone. No, that will get you a good night. That might get you a trip. It might get you a vacation, but it will not get you a long-standing relationship. It is very temporary because at the end of the day, you remember when you got your new car? Just think about the new car that you got, the car that you wanted for a long time, and you finally got this new car, right? When you got the new car, you didn't want nobody eating it. You wouldn't eating it. You'd wash it every week. You clean it out every day. Make sure it's spotless because you don't want nothing on the leather. You don't want nothing on the floor. You vacuum it all the time. You pay somebody a lot of money to come and clean it and take care of it. But what happens after you've had it a little while? After a little while, then the fries on the floor, the makeup is on the little fold down thing, and in some way, somehow, there's mascara on the ceiling, and the back got all the papers and the shoes that you want to switch out of. Maybe one day is in the passenger seat. Why? Because you get used to it, and it becomes like a regular thing. When you just got it and you didn't know that you could have gotten it, you never thought in your life you would ever get it. It was something spectacular. But once you got it and you got used to it, it's no longer a big deal. It really isn't. And it's the same thing when it comes to your outward appearance. A guy will come and will talk to you based on your outward appearance. If that's all you got, like I said, if you are allowing physical activities to take place, then physical activities will take place. And he'll take you out to dinner, take you out to lunch. Guess what? He may even take you to meet his mama. You never know. All that stuff will happen because of your physical, but at the end of the day, you get used to it. Not saying it's not pretty still, not saying it's not good still, but you get used to it. And then once you get used to it, like I said, there needs to be more happening here. There has to be some kind of help metery happening here. There has to be some kind of making me want to be a better man happening right here. There has to be some kind of good conversation. There has to be some kind of expanding our minds, doing something, working on projects. There has to be something else. Got to be something else. You need the personality added to all that. Jackie says at the end of the day, we all have our preferences and nothing is wrong with that. True. And that's the thing, Jackie, we all have our preferences, but you know what? I don't want us to be delusional. I don't want us to be delusional. She like her like Barry White. Okay. And then so let's keep it real. It's mostly blue collar workers that like big women. It's true. Because that's who you gotta understand, you date who you are around. Flat out. You date who you are around. You're not gonna date somebody and you're not around that kind of person. So it's like supermodels are around rich guys. Rich guys are around supermodels. It's kind of how the structure has been set up. I don't know who set it up that way, but it has been set up that way. And so therefore, that's what you got. And once again, knowing that you have a certain amount of money puts you in a place, maybe, who knows, it might be a placebo. It might just be a confidence raises to another level. When you have a certain amount of money, you know you could pull whoever. You could pull 90% of women if you had the right amount of money. You have to look great. You have to look wonderful. I mean, I'm not saying that it's his money or nothing, but I don't care what y'all say. Jay-Z is not a good-looking fella. But his swag was on 100. His money was right, and he was able to pull, what they said, the baddest chick in the game. Like that stuff that's not life though. It's not regular life. And I think a lot of people don't realize that you live in regular life. And then it says here is thick now. I haven't seen it lately, but y'all live in regular life, and I don't know why regular is not okay. Regular it's okay to have a regular guy or a regular girl, you know. It's okay to have a regular guy that has a regular job and lives a regular life, and y'all do some regular people stuff. That's fine. You don't have to eat at the fancy restaurant. You know what I mean? Birthdays at Longhorn is lit. I don't care what nobody say. You don't have to birthday at, Prime 112. They don't. You don't have to, have lunch on a Tuesday at Prime 112. That's some people's life. It's not everybody's life. It's not a regular life. So be happy with a regular life and a regular. But let me say this one last thing. Listen, there are a lot of women. Let me talk to the women right quick, who are trying to get back to the size that you were when you was in high school. Ew. For me personally. You a grown woman. You supposed to look like a grown woman. Why are you a grown woman trying to look like a little baby? Trying to look like a little girl. You a grown woman. You supposed to look like a grown woman. You supposed to have a little thickness to you when you're a grown woman. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're naturally small and you can't do nothing about that, fine. But if the Lord has blessed you where you have received a bit of cushion, then it's a blessing. As long as you're healthy, that's what you need to be focused on. More than anything else, your health. Not so much your size. There's somebody that loves your big self. And listen, I'm okay with shooters or Cooper. Cooper's Hawk's expensive. Cooper's Hawk. Cooper's Hawk is pricey. You know, shooters ain't cheap neither. You better go. Cooper's Hawk. That's not regular. You need regular stuff. Try to go to Cooper's Hawk. That's pricey. Anyways, but no, listen. I'm part of a group, right? It's called. I think it's called Triple X. Triple F. And the F stands for Fat Fine. I think it's Fat Fine and Fabulous. Fat Fine and Fabulous is the name of the group. And then, but one of the things that I always see in those groups is how much love big women get in those groups. Big women get a lot of love in them groups, which tells me there's a lot of guys, the good brothers, that it will love your big self. Listen, like I say, I'm not a small dude, and I will never be a small guy. I can lose 100 pounds and I still be a big dude. It's really what it is, right? But I'm not here trying to get 6-pack abs and look like D'Angelo. No, you gonna love me. You gonna have to love this big dude over here. You gonna have to love the love cushion. That you just gonna have to love it. And if you don't love it, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But somebody do. Somebody do. Right? Kill shall look the same way now as then. That's because he was in high school last year. Anyways, but yeah, somebody love the bigness, you know. And let me admonish. I'm gonna get to the admonishing side of things. Queen says, honestly, I love something thoughtful and simple like a picnic or the beach. For me, that's regular. Yeah, it's nice. But see, that's the thing. Picnic on the beach takes a lot of planning, and that's yeah. Listen, if I plan a picnic and a beach, then one of us ain't going home. All right, so that's a lot of planning. You got to get the food and the blanket and put the food in the containers, and then you got to do, and then spread the blanket, bring the food, and watch out, try not to get sand. And yeah, no, that's not gonna work. With the right, no, but that's the thing. Men will do that for the right woman. Men will do that for a woman that they feel like is worth that kind of effort. Some men, like, I'll be real with you. I probably won't. The most I'll do, I'll take you to the beach we'll go across the street to Pirelli's where I'll buy a pizza. Then we can sit on the beach and eat the pizza. Yeah, I'll do that. Anyways, this session tonight has got me hooked in here. Loving the topic, real talk. So that's all I got. All I got is real talk, Jackie. That's all I got, baby. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 because these people out here lying and people not being real about what's happening in these streets. They not being real, and so you have people, like I said, with a fantasy mindset. And the bad part about the fantasy mindset is that you are basing your life off the fantasy. This is not a rom-com. This is not a movie. This is not Disney. This is not. It's not Adam Sandler and what's that girl name? Oh man, I love her so much. She's so cute. I want to give her a hug. Adam Sandler and what's the name of the girls always in the romantic comedies with Adam Sandler? She's in 51st. Drew Barrymore. Yeah, Adam Sandler. It's not Adam Sandler. Drew Barrymore. That's not life. That's not how life works. That's not reality. Those are made up stories, and too many people are trying to live their lives expecting made up stories. Like, you know what I mean? It's not Jennifer, sir. This is Drew Barrymore. Yeah, this is real life. And in real life, what you look like will bring attention, yes. But don't feel some type of way when all you're getting is sexual attention. Anthony said, I know I'm getting too much weight for the type of men I want to attract, like men in power, leaders, entrepreneurs. I know my truth. And Internet, like I said, if that's what you want or that's what you desire, then, you know, increase your odds. May the odds forever be in your favor. Increase your odds. What do you have to do? You know what I mean? You already know you're a pretty girl, beautiful girl, or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? So you got to drop a couple people off of you, and then, you know, make sure that looks good, because when you lose weight, you're gonna have to do the surgery and do all the stuff, whatever the case is, and then, you know, that may put you in a better standing. But then another thing that hinders that is, you know, you already have a baby girl. So then that's another thing that unfortunately, it sounds messed up, but it does hinder your prospects when it comes to those kind of men. Because a lot of those kind of men, they either have their own children already, or, you know what I mean, they try to have their own. Not a lot of men in that category of men in power, leaders, entrepreneurs, really want to take on another man's child. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Is it possible? Sure, but understand that the odds are not in your favor as far as that particular thing is concerned. So I'm not saying it can't happen, not saying it couldn't happen, but do what you got to do to increase your chances. It's never too late, you know what I mean? Never too late, but I just understand where you find yourself, understand where you fall, and what your situation, where your situation has you. Because a lot of times, like I said, a lot of times we have 25-year-old expectations, and we in a 35-year-old body with 35-year-old situation. You know what I mean? All right, Julian. Great to have you. Thanks for coming. All right. So, don't nobody want to come talk to me? Anybody want to come on and talk to me? Hit that button and come talk to me tonight. So, Anthony, what if you do all of that and then he cheats on you? Yeah, men cheat. Men of that kind of stature, it's easier for them to cheat. Cheating is we're going to talk about cheating one day. We're just going to talk about it. I'm going to try to give y'all a little perspective on the cheating situation. Should you accept it? Is it okay? No, it's not okay. You shouldn't accept it. But if it happens, it's really not a big deal. And it says, men cheat, don't let me find out. Yeah, exactly. See, here's the thing. And this is another thing, too. Like, when you get cheated on, you feel as though something is wrong with you. Being cheated on, a lot of times, has nothing to do with you. You could be an amazing woman and still get cheated on. Why? Because, you know, he got a chance to test drive a Ferrari. Ah, don't even have to be a Ferrari. He got a chance to test drive a Honda. So he did. Don't mean he want to give up his Bentley at home, but, you know, you test drive that Honda because it got, you know, racing pipes on it. It's just... Jackie says, I'm cute though. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you. See, Jackie, listen, let me tell you something. I know where my strengths lie. Now, this right here, that's money. This right here is money. I understand that this right here isn't for everybody. I get that. I understand. But I also know that this right here, that conversation, you know what I mean, that increases my odds, is all I'm saying. So usually if I have a conversation, it increases my odds. I know I'm not, listen, there's some guys that's across the room, you're like, I think I've been that guy maybe 3 times in my life because, you know, some, you know, chick really was into big guys. But I know it doesn't happen all the time. I'm you know what I mean? But I know, like I said, I don't think I'm an ugly brother. I think as far as big men go, I'm in the top 5. I'm definitely top 5 cutest big man that you know. I guarantee it. Name 5 big men cuter than me. You can't. You just can't. Now I'm talking about celebrity. It don't even matter. Name 5 big men cuter than me. You can't do it. You can't do it. Hey. You can't do it. But like I said, I know big men are not for everybody. So I'm not out here thinking I can snatch every woman, you know, being this size. But the right woman, yeah, I ain't never been lonely. Let's just put it that way. But thank you. You made me blush. Yeah, I'm cute. Hey. Jackie Queen says, man, we need more men of Christ than ever. Yeah, men of Christ cheat too. Anthony says, I am, but I'm not attracted to men who are attracted to me in that current state. Yeah. Once again, being very aware of your situation, being very aware of who you are. You know what I mean? Once you're aware of who you are, your situation, then you can figure out how you want to operate. You get what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Here's what you got. Let me tell you how you do it, Anthony. You ready? I'm gonna tell you how you do it. So you go through, you do what you gotta do. You know, you work out, so on and so forth, lose weight, whatever the case is. Once you lose weight, you know, if you need to tighten up your skin, so on and so forth, then you do that, whatever the case is. You know, you get down to, you know, get down to a smaller size, right? And then use your spirituality, your intellect, and your personality. Once they're attracted to you, then you lock them in with the spirituality and the intellect, and then you tell them you have a daughter. And by that point, you just be so amazing that you just be like, okay, I'm gonna deal with the other man's child. Y'all don't really understand. Like, another man's child is a big deal. It really is. It really is. Jackie says, I could be your mama, so I'm not hitting on you. Hey, Jackie, look here. I like a mature woman. Mature ladies ain't with the foolishness. All right. I'm just messing with you, Jackie, but I appreciate it though. It's funny because, like, listen. See, here's the problem with y'all younger girls. Y'all young girls don't realize I am a dime when you get to a certain age. I'm where it's at. A certain age, I'm telling you, I'm a dime piece out here. Y'all young girls don't know. Okay, Alquita says, I understand, but would it be better to have someone who loves you at your worst and appreciates you at your best? No. See, that's the thing. What? We mean love you at your worst? No. See that right there, that thought process right there. Who said it, Queen? Yeah, that thought process right there, Queen, is I don't think it's a positive thought process to have somebody love you at your why though? Why though? You know what I mean? Like seriously, why? Again, why? Okay, Kia, want to come talk. Let's talk to Kia. But let me just finish that point, or whatever the case is. You want your best foot forward. You present yourself the best way that you can, especially depending on what it is that you're looking for. Because, like I said, people will go through your change with you, but they don't want you as part. Anyway, what,
And then you can say it.
yes, sir. You always say your phone got issues.
Huh?
Anyways, everybody say what's up to Kiel. Hi, Kiel. How you doing tonight?
Good. Number one, what you're not gonna do is come for us young women. Okay? That's what we not gonna do.
Go ahead.
That's what we not gonna do. Because we understand, sorry. We understand that a man at your age would be a dime. We get it.
Okay.
No, it's
There's a lot of static going on.
um,
Uh,
what you saying?
yeah, go ahead.
No, we get it. That's why a lot of younger girls go after older men because of that.
Y'all want money. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it is the security thing, but then again, it is the intellect thing. Like I don't want to talk to a dude, and all he's talking about is Instagram and Facebook. I have Instagram and Facebook. That's all we're gonna talk about.
I, I don't know what y'all youngsters talk about these days.
That's all they talk about.
Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So that be the biggest problem. And it's like you were saying earlier, the intellect totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And you have mature younger women. But I'm just saying. But anywho,
So you said okay. But let's touch on the topic. Okay.
okay,
So let's do it
go ahead.
real quick. So we're talking about feeling the need to change your physical appearance because you feel like that will increase your prospects. Now, let me ask you, being a young lady of your size, do you have an issue with attracting men?
No, not at all.
So you say men are attracted to you.
It may be a fetish thing, but yes.
A fetish thing.
Yeah. It's like I said earlier, like you have a lot of dudes
Mount Everest?
that have been
Yes. Go,
like what you're not gonna do is put a flag on my forehead. We're not gonna do that.
go ahead. Go ahead.
But that's mostly what it is. And it's mostly older dudes because sometimes they don't know my age because of how I speak, but then again, how I look. I look younger than I am, but I speak more mature than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bridge thing.
Queen said, "Stop giving out your secrets." Okay, so yeah, so you have a problem attracting men, whatever the case is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, no matter no matter where you are, what size you are, whatever the case is, you're gonna attracting men is the simplest thing. Men are idiots. Men are like, you know, see something shiny, they're attracted. You know what I mean? Really, what it is. We're not too bright when it comes to being attracted to something. Now, as far as cuffing, if you will, to be in a relationship, do you have a problem finding dudes that really want to be in a solid relationship?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a lot of dudes that are still in whole phase.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
in your 20s, that's kind of where dudes, that's kind of when they should be in that phase.
No, you got dudes that are like in their 60s still in whole phase.
Ah, well, you got it. Let me explain something to y'all. let me explain this whole phase situation to y'all, right? Before
Wait, hold on.
let's pull it right there. Antoinette has a question. She says, "So, are you attracting the kind of men you want at your size?"
No, I'm not. Not at all.
Okay. So do you think it's something where if you drop size that you would attract the kind of men you want, or what do you think is hindering?
No, I don't think so because my personality is really the first thing that they look at.
No.
I mean, well, secondary, technically, but I would say they look at size first. But my personality is what keeps the person there. Cause I have a great personality. She knows this.
Okay. So what? So if you were to talk about, if you were to describe the type of man that you want, we already know you need a guy that's over 6 foot, look like Barry White. But what type of man are you desiring?
He would have to be. So you saying physical or like
No,
personality wise?
this is the overall type of man. Because, like I said, Antoinette, she's trying to attract leaders and entrepreneurs and that kind of person, whatever the case is. Do you have a specific type of man you're trying to attract, or just a good dude?
See, he can be a blue collar. That's fine. That's not a thing. But my thing is match my gangster. If
What does that mean?
I'm gonna explain it.
Go ahead.
What I mean is we should be on the same page.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes no, you're not gonna be on the same page, but I need a communicator. Because things are very oblivious to me a lot of times. You have to communicate. You're not gonna sit over there in the corner upset because I didn't make chicken tonight. Tell me what's wrong.
Okay. So the hindrances that you have experienced is not based on your size or necessarily the kind of man, but more along the lines of the maturity of the man.
Bingo.
So it's age that's your problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why I don't talk to dudes my age. I always talk to people that's older than me.
Okay.
Like I don't mind a 10-year difference. I don't mind a 20-year difference. Like I was 24 talking to a dude that was 49.
Shout out to dude. Shout out to dude.
And he was a muscular dude. He worked out. It just didn't work out.
Mind if,
Had the 6-pack abs, all that. It just wasn't it.
mind if I ask why it didn't work out?
Because he was in whole phase.
Whole face.
It's always back to whole phase. And it's like you're not going to think that I'm just one of these because I'm younger. A lot of people make the assumption of, oh, she's a dumb young girl. Like, no.
Okay.
And that be the problem.
Okay. Queen says my hubby's 12 years older than me. Hey, that's what's up. If you can get him, get him. Yeah, get me a youngster. What's up?
Stop giving them my secrets. Them ain't the secrets, honey.
Yeah.
Them ain't the secrets. Trust.
I ain't got time for all that kind of drama. I don't want to talk about Facebook, about Instagram either. Anyways, so
That's boring.
yeah, whatever. Anyways, all right. So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so very much. But stay right there. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna explain this whole face situation. Right?
Please do. Let me go get my notebook, cause
Yeah, I'm gonna explain. All right, thanks. Appreciate you coming on. Okay, so let me explain this whole face situation, right? Whole face is subject to the woman he's with. He just was motivated to make lifestyle. He just was motivated to make a lifestyle change for you. No, that's the thing. Let me explain this whole face situation, right? There is a window usually that where men are more likely to get married, right? It's a window where men are more likely to get married. If you have a young man that is able to find the kind of girl that is willing to grow with him and build with him, she will, he will be willing to marry that young lady between the ages of like 23, 22, 23, going up to like 27, 28, maybe cracking 30, right? And then what happens is that, well, not, crossing over 30, whatever the case is. So you have in between early 20s into 30s that a lot of men are open to finding the one and being married. What happens is if you get a guy that's going to hit 40, 45 and not be married or be divorced at that point, if he did not have an amazing marriage where he's willing to get married again, a lot of times they go back into whole phase, right? So you'll have them early in their life, whole phasing, then they're willing to settle down, they'll try relationships, maybe even get married, whatever the case is. And then once they're out of it, they will go back into whole phase, if you will. So that's really it's just the life cycle of the situation. And then once they're done there, they come back and then they're trying to look to settle down again. But that's just some guys, you know what I mean? And a lot of guys out here is just, willing to be open to love, whatever the case is, but just can't find what they're looking for. Because what a man needs doesn't change much. Funny enough, what a man needs doesn't change much, but the things that match his life may change. Does that make sense? What he needs doesn't change much. Well, what do we need? What do men need? Men need a woman who's going to support him. Support him, whatever he's doing. Not necessarily not financially, but support him. Be there and be in his corner. Be his cheerleader, help him work it out. Be the CFO to his CEO. Be the manager to his supervisor. You get what I'm saying? Like somebody who's going to be in the mix with him. Once he has gotten to a place where he's established who he wants to be and where he wants to be, then he just needs somebody who's going to help him just to keep his life level, right? Just keep his life level. That's all he wants to do. And then once he's gotten to a place where he's making a certain amount of money, or he's of a certain status or whatever the case is, he just really just looking for somebody to make him look good. You know what I mean? Somebody to make him look good. And once again, but the support has to be there throughout all those phases. The support has to be there throughout all those phases. If the support is not there, then, he's really not going to rock with you. You know what I mean? And I can only speak as a man. I don't know what it is y'all women like. I know, of course we know about the security and the, faithfulness or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? But like I said, the support, women underestimate the support. The support is really what gets us. When that woman is really interested and about what we are trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, man, that's just something special. It is. And even from a friendship standpoint, you will not be a greater friend to a man than to support him. That's just it. To support us. You know what I mean? Not hover over, not correct, not, we don't even want, we don't, you know what I mean? We don't want your ideas. We want you to support our ideas or help our ideas get better. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, that's just really what it is. So when he's starting out, he needs that support to build. And if you build with him, then, and continue to support him as he builds, then, you hold a special place in his heart forever. Not saying that you will be together forever, not say that won't get divorced or whatever the case is. There's other factors that fall in line with that. But if you support him, he will hold a special place in his heart forever. And once he has built and he's trying to run and manage that thing, you know what I mean? So let's say in his early 20s when he's, out of college or out of high school, 18, 20s, you know, if you catch him at that age and you support what he's doing and help him to grow and become what he's supposed to be, you know what I mean? You hold a special place in his heart. Now, when he gets in his 30s and he's, you know, in his career and he's trying to make his business work and he's, whatever the case is, he needs your support again. Once again, be this CFO to the CEO. Man, was thing run. Now, when he gets in his 40s and his 50s and he's already, you know, made his money, he's solid in who he is. If he find a man in that stage, he made his money, he's solid in who he is, then what he's looking for from you is submission, support. Support, submission. That's really, really what he's looking for. A lot of times, here's the thing, and this I will not say, Rose, what you're saying, not all the time too. Not all the time to what? Yeah. Here's the thing that a lot of women do. And then, which is good, don't get me wrong. What I'm gonna say is good that you do it. But then I think a lot of times it leads to a little bit of confusion when it comes to the dating market. A lot of times women take themselves out of the dating market to focus on their business, focus on their education, focus on becoming successful, focus on themselves, so on forth, this, that, whatever. Then they get to a place where they have a certain amount of degrees, they're making a certain level of money, and so on and so forth. They go back into the dating pool and really can't find their footing because they think that their degree or their money, their assets is an asset. And unfortunately, when you go back into the dating pool and you're trying to deal with men who have their life together, then your degrees and your money are not assets. They really don't mean anything. Not as far as dating is concerned. You know what I mean? Do you think support is relative? What do you mean? Relative to what? As you mean as to what support is? I mean, like I said, ask any. And these are stuff where if y'all think if you don't, you should talk to people that are in situations that you want to be in, right? But if you think about it, like there's a saying that says behind every great man there is a strong woman, right? Reason being because men maximize their greatness when there is a woman attached to them that's supporting their greatness, right? That is why a lot of basketball players, a lot of athletes, they become great and they thank their mom because their mom, while mom wasn't necessarily able to teach them how to play basketball, mom could not dribble or shoot jump shots or whatever the case is, mom supported their basketball playing. Mom allowed them to bounce the ball at 5 o'clock in the morning or late at night in support of what it is they're doing. Sometimes support just means to stay out the way. So when you say what support is relative to each person, I mean, each person needs your support in different ways. I think that not everybody can support in the same way. But I remember, like, you know, when I was really heavy into, I told y'all this story before. I'll tell you also, instances, for example, if you're cooking, support could be that I help chop the veggies, or it could mean I sit and keep her company, depending on the person. Yeah, of course. No, don't get me wrong. Like I said, the level of interaction is going to be different for each person, but it's support nonetheless. And that's just really what it is. So I'll tell you all a story. I'll tell you all two stories. At two different, when I was, like I said, really big, really in the music situation, on the music scene, especially the gospel music scene, whatever the case is, I went to one thing, right? And I had, I had one young lady with me. Now, this young lady, when I went to the thing, as soon as I walked in the room, I really didn't see much of her, right? But throughout the night, she would introduce me. I would see her, and she would be introducing me to people that she felt I needed to talk to. Or she would, she had business cards she was handing out. So she was working the room. That was big to me, and I'll never forget it. You know what I mean? Because it was, she was there supporting my music. She was supporting my music. She was, like I said, working the room, make sure people knew who I was, make sure that, you know what I mean, folk had my information and meeting the right people, whatever the case is. That's active support. And then now I've dated people who they just don't have that personality. All they did was just stay on my arm. I remember, like I said, I had one that complained. I had to explain, look, I don't need you to do anything. I just need you to stay on the hip. I can't reach back for you every time, but if you stay on the hip, then you'll already be there. And just their presence of that person was enough as far as support was concerned. So like I said, support is going to be different depending on the person. Sometimes it's just your presence that is necessary. Sometimes it's just your sometimes it's your input. Sometimes the work that you put in. Sometimes you might get him some studio time. He's trying to get that rap career off the ground. Buy him some studio time. Believe in him. It's just a matter of knowing that you believe in what he's doing and believe in him as a person. You know what I mean? Janelle said, yep, they can stay focused on greatness and stop keeping their head on the swivel when they know they got a good one at home. It's true. It's true. It's just a matter, like I said. And sometimes your support is just holding down the crib. Sometimes you can't go to this particular event, but you're going to hold down the crib so he doesn't have to worry about it. He can focus on, his business he's trying to build or the career he's trying to grow, or you know what I mean? Like different people need different levels of support, but you have to be that support no matter what level he's on. And said, and then the only support I'm willing to do is work while I'm not willing to do is work while you stay home. But once again, like, what is he trying to do? You know what I mean? Like, anyways, but everybody needs support is going to be different depending on the person, of course, but support nonetheless is what I'm saying. So whether it is that you're going to work the room or you're just going to stay on the hip or you're going to hold it down to the crib, make sure everything is good, make sure everything is fine. And that's what it is. I remember my brother when he was married, what he needed from his wife was that when he got up on Sunday morning to prepare his messages and so on and so forth, that he just left and went to the church and, and she handled everything as far as the children were concerned, getting them ready, put them in the car, taking them to church, That was the support he needed. Like I said, depending on what you're doing, depending on where levels in life you are, there's going to be a difference. But the common denominator to what every man needs is support. It's funny because I think there's a lot of misconception when it comes to what men really need. Like the number one need of a man is not sex. The number one need of a man is respect. Number two need of a man is support. Sex comes later. You know what I mean? Unless that's really all you are there for. I mean, if that's the role you play, then that's the role you play. But as far as like, if you are really truly trying to have a man and be with a man and have a man in your life, his number one need is respect. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody tell you. That's why a lot of women, they disrespect their men and, then think they can apologize with sex. That's just plugging a hole in the dam with your finger. Eventually that erodes. The number one need of a man is respect, not sex. Number two, support. Number three, quiet. Let me stop before I get in trouble. But no, number one need of a man is not sex. Sex is not number one. It really isn't. Now, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. You know what I mean? But sex, in the meal of life, sex is ice cream. You know what I mean? And it's just really what it is. Or, sex is macaroni and cheese in the meal of life. It's not the steak. It's not the main thing. All right. Um, and then says his wife didn't have to cook. Yeah, he didn't need his wife to be home cooking because he liked to cook. So it's gonna be different. Support is also trust. Not blowing him up while he's creating and working. Thank you. Quiet. Peace. I think these things should be made clear in the beginning because some people assume positions based on society's idea of gender roles. Queen, I'll tell you flat out, I believe in gender roles. I believe wholeheartedly in gender roles. I believe gender roles are the best way to have a strong relationship. Not saying that men cannot do and women cannot do. It's not about what you cannot do or shouldn't do. It's about, listen, understanding that, you know what, in this relationship, certain things are your responsibility, certain things are my responsibility. I can do your things and you can do my things. But at the end of the day, when it all boils down to it, I need to understand that you got that and I got this. I think gender roles are necessary. I think the fact that we're trying to eliminate gender roles is one of the big things that erodes the family dynamic, period. I said what I said. Anyways, very true. Be comparing you can't be comparing you are not getting enough attention when he's working. Can't be complaining. Okay, there we go. You're not getting enough attention when he's working on a project. Yeah. All right, so Janelle said define respect. Define respect. Define respect. Think of it respect this way. Make him feel like he is the king. Make him feel like he runs things. Make him feel like what he says carries weight. If he tells you to be quiet, then you be quiet at that moment. Not saying that you are going to be a doormat or whatever the case is, or you won't have a voice, but his voice has to be the strongest voice in that house at any given minute. Because you know what? We operate in different ways. And man, I'm gonna teach a master class one day. Right? I'm gonna teach a master class one day. Right? Where I'll get y'all to understand men are not women. That's going to be the focus of the master class. Men are not women. We don't deal with things the way you do. We don't think about things the way you do. We need time to process, and we need time to process in quiet. If you allow that man to process with some peace and quiet, then you will get better results out of that man. If you want to talk him through the issue, you are going down the wrong road. You're either going to hear exactly what you want to hear, which is terrible, or you are going to get blown up on, which is terrible. Flat out. She said, yes, beautiful. I love being a lady, and he is the man. Yeah, that's really what it is. He doesn't need another mother. Here's the thing. Let me tell y'all something. Most men, and once again, you always had those. Oh, not all men. It's a general statement. It's the rules, not the exceptions. We're not talking about the unicorns. But listen, all men want a woman that's just like their mom and nothing like their mom. I'll say it again. Men want a woman, especially if they had a good mother. Some people didn't have a good mother and they want nothing to do with her. But men want a woman that's just like a good mom and nothing like their mom. They want a woman that treats them and caters to them like their mom did, but does not speak to them and belittle them or correct them like their mom did. Does that make sense? So when we're sick, yeah, like our mom, cook the thing our mom cooked and stroke our head like our mama did and all that stuff there. When you're mad and say, call his mama, answer what she used to do and do that. But when it comes to speaking to him, he doesn't want to hear his mother. He don't want to hear his mother when you speak. Don't do it. Don't mother your man. Your son don't even want to hear his mother when you speak. Like, I don't think y'all understand, like, how it's funny. Like, y'all will never understand how much we don't want to hear you. It sounds harsh, but it's true. Like, we will do anything to get you to stop talking, especially, and I'm not talking about just having conversations where, I mean, when there's an issue, when there's a problem, whenever it's something you don't like, we will do it. That's why he agrees with you. And if he agrees with you and you stop talking, he will agree with you next time. That's why he yelled at you, because he yelled at you, you stopped talking, so he's going to yell at you next time. It's like whatever he did last time and it worked, that's what he's going to do this time. Anyways, Queen says, I don't think we need to redefine gender roles because cleaning should not be a woman's role. Everybody needs to keep the house clean or hire someone to clean it. Antoinette, that is utter foolishness. That is utter sheer foolishness. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody needs to clean the house. Sure, keep that. Now, everybody needs to keep the house clean. But when it's time for a cleaning to happen, girl, you better grab that mop and make it happen. But cleaning should not be a woman's role. It definitely should. Certain things like cooking and cleaning needs to be primary on a woman's role, because y'all don't understand the power in your children seeing that, and the power in your husband seeing that. There is a power in it that y'all don't get. Y'all don't understand. I'm gonna teach y'all one day. One day I'm gonna do a master class. I'm telling y'all, break it all down for you. Anyways, gender roles only work if you are the sole provider. That is not true. That is not accurate, and it is not positive. It is not. It's not a good thing for the family dynamic. I'm telling you. Anyways, like I said, you don't understand the power in doing certain things. It's more than just doing it. It's more than the fact that you have to do it. Don't get me wrong. If it's just you and him in the house, Jackie, good night, dear. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. I'm about to wrap up in a minute too. Like, doing it is one thing. If it's just you and him in the house and y'all want to have that conversation, that's fine. But still, like, the psychology of it, if you ever understood the psychology of you doing those things, then you would realize that it actually raises your overall value to the person that you are with. And it raises your value to your children. It does something psychologically in the mind of your children and the man you are with, because men are just grown children, when you carry out certain tasks. It's not about whether it gets done or doesn't get done. It's just, why do you think helpers grab such a strong place in the lives of children and even the man of the house? There's a reason. So, because you're having this helper take your man and take your children, there's a psychological place that they now hold that you should have held, and so your value is not as much as it should be. Your value is not tied to your paycheck. It really isn't. You working is that's survival, but the psychology of what it is, just the same way the psychology of that man pumping the gas, the psychology of that man taking out the garbage, the psychology of that man making sure that the grass is cut, the psychology of that man being under a car or opening the hood to make sure, like, those are things you got to understand the psychological impact of those things. Those things are, you're shaping the lives of your children with gender roles. That's what they do. One of these children is so utterly confused. So you get resentful when you have to work, cook, clean, take kids, clean, and then have sex with you at the end of the night. Look, I could just tell you. You got to figure out how you're going to take it or leave it. I could just tell you. But like I said, something about it. I mean, that's something that, my mother worked millions of hours and still had to, take care of children. It's just how it goes. But the place that you carve out doing that, it's priceless. Anyways, hey, Yanika, thank you. You came in for the benediction. We appreciate you stopping on by. What's that benediction? But listen, guys, I'm gonna wrap up. Do me a favor. Share this video. But this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I'm up to 20 subscribers. I'm excited already. I need 1,000 to start doing what I need to do so I can broadcast live and monetize and all the stuff that I need. 1,000, but I'm up to 20 and I'm excited. So listen, do me a favor. Just run on over to my YouTube channel. It's my name, Shane Walters. Like the videos from past conversations are on my YouTube channel, so you can go and check them out, watch them, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification button so you know when a new video is up and you don't miss any one of these conversations, any one of these talks. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And listen, let me tell you something. Y'all hold a special place in my heart. It was a good conversation tonight. I want to thank Kiel for coming on and talking to me. And I wish more of you would come and talk to me a little bit more often. All right. But listen, I got to go. It's late. Actually flying out tomorrow. So listen, pray, journey, and mercies. Not sure what that means, but go ahead and pray it. Anyways, pray, journey, and mercies for me. All right. So go ahead. You can share this video on Facebook. But listen, when you see it come up, you see the YouTube come up, click on that, share that, like, share, subscribe, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. God bless y'all. We got some stuff coming up, podcasts coming up. I'll be on the radio next Monday. I'll give you all the info on that. And we're just going to have a good time. All right. God bless y'all. I love y'all so much. Bye-bye. I'm trying to press it. Why won't it let me get up? I'm pressing the button. It won't. Love y'all. Yeah, still love y'all. I don't know. I don't. Okay. Are we not done talking? Is that what's going on here? Listen, pitch in. Yeah, of course you can pitch in, and you should pitch in. Like, listen, let me just clarify this before I get off here. This is real, because it won't let me get off. So let me just clarify this right here. I'm not saying that he cannot do or should not do. Of course, if you're working and he gets home before you and food needs to be cooked, he should by all means go ahead and cook it. If the house is dirty and you're not there, he should by all means go ahead and clean it. Whatever the case is, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't. What I'm saying is that these gender roles are something that we have to understand, that there's a psychology that is attached to it that needs to be preserved for the strength of marriages and the strength of family. All right. So once again, love y'all. For some reason, this button is not working. I don't know why it won't let me off. Okay, that button's working. Like, I wish I could see me just press the heck out of this button. I don't know. It looks like I may, unfortunately, it looks like I may lose this video tonight because I can't seem to end the broadcast. But anyways, still, love y'all. Hey, Google, turn the volume to 5. I'm really on here just trying to end this broadcast, and the button won't work. Press. The button's not working, so I don't know. Anyways, bless you.